Tom is the, excuse me for a second here, House Chair of the Joint Committee on Higher Education. Tom's a great guy. Again, another person who you just have a conversation with like he's a brother and a friend, listens very carefully, and does whatever he can do to help things that he believes in. So it's a pleasure to welcome you here with us today, and we're looking forward to hearing what you have to share with us based on what you've heard so far.
Thank you, Charlie. I think today is really an important day for Massachusetts, an important day for higher education. And one of the things, this is called the Vision Project, and they've called it A Time to Lead. And I think that this really shows the leadership on the behalf of the governor and the behalf of Charlie Desmond, Secretary Revel, and Commissioner Freeland, and all the people involved in public higher education in Massachusetts. Because it really takes a leader to say, to look back at themselves and say, where are we? Where are we doing such a good job? Where are we in this point in time? And then saying, how do we move ahead? How do we see the vision for Massachusetts, and how do we get there? But in order to get there, we have to figure out where we are and where our shortcomings are. And you folks did that. You looked at yourselves, you looked at the institutions of higher education, you looked at the way we matched the workforce development, you did all that, you did the hard work, and you said, look, we're not doing as well as we should in some areas, we are doing well in some other areas. And I commend you all for doing that, and it's important that we do that, and that shows leadership. It's important that we move ahead. There's been a lot of talk about a lot of different issues this morning. It's been a fascinating program, but it's important that we're all in this room together and we're all working together to do this. I'm speaking today on behalf of the House of Representatives and Speaker DeLeo, and to let you know that we are partners in this process. We worked hard on a whole lot of issues in this session. We looked at, particularly for University of Massachusetts, looked at issues of research grants. How do we promote the University of Massachusetts and support the research? We looked at community colleges and we said, how do we do this? How do we do a better job aligning them to the workforce? We also took one of those steps that someone commended us for, is we said, we got to give them more money. And we did that. We gave them more money. We also looked at the issue of performance metrics, which was an area that was brought up by a few folks today, because we in government have a responsibility to the people of Massachusetts, to the future of Massachusetts, but also to the taxpayers of Massachusetts. And we're saying we take that responsibility very seriously. We want to support public higher education, but we also want to do it in a smart way to make sure that we're getting the results for the taxpayer that we need to do. So I want to thank you for your vision, for your movement. This is hugely important for Massachusetts. You've done a phenomenal job, a very difficult job, and you've given us a roadmap for success in the future. So I want to thank you all for the hard work you've done, and let's keep up the good work, guys.
So thank you very much, Tom. This concludes our program today. We invite you to look over time